right, everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to this week's edition of the news. In this week's edition of the news, we're going to take a look at any 3D printing bans or any spyware, anything like that on our 3D printers that the government might have. In last week's stream, we talked about a few of the laws that have been coming up in Washington, New York, and California. And I also found that there's also some federal legislation that's out there as well. So in today's video, we'll go over exactly what all of that legislation says, who that might affect and how it might affect them, and my thoughts and opinions on it. So if all that sounds good, then sit back and relax and let's dig into the news. All right, and then as doing research for this video, honestly, we have to talk about the Second Amendment because that's really where these laws are going as they're regulating ghost guns or 3D printed guns or anything like that. And I think if we're going to talk about any laws that may be on the books, we should talk about ones that are already on there. And I found this, really good thing that shows the Second Amendment and then kind of the terms explained. But I'll point out a couple of things that I don't see in here, and that's metal and serial numbers. All right, so the first one that we'll take a look at is the HB 2320 in Washington State. There's the HB 2320 and the HB 2321. What's cool about this in Washington State is you can kind of see where it's at in the process, who the sponsors of the bill are. So if you want to, debate with folks, I think now is the time to do that. It is in committee right now, so it's not a law or hasn't been passed into law or anything like that. So for 2320, it was pre-filed for introduction on January 8th. The first reading was on January 12th, and the first public hearing was on January 21st in the House Committee on Civil Rights and Judiciary at 8 a.m. So if we take a look at the original bill, right here in section 1, this legislature finds the production of undetectable, thank you Gemini for stuff that I don't need, appreciate it. The legislature finds the production of undetectable and untraceable firearms and firearm components through three-dimensional printing and computer numerical control or CNC milling presents a growing threat to public safety. The legislature further finds the production of firearms by unlicensed manufacturers allow prohibited individuals to evade background checks and obtain firearms they could not otherwise lawfully obtain. So as you can see, this isn't just about 3D printing, but also CNC. So even CNC, if you know how to use a CNC to make stuff, they're looking at stopping that as well. So that is what this bill is. I won't opine on that just yet, but I don't remember the Second Amendment saying anything about being traceable. So same thing on HB 2321. It is also in committee. There has not been a public hearing yet, just the first reading. Let's take a look at the original bill here. It's like they give us some definitions. Firearm blueprint detection algorithm means a software service that evaluates three-dimensional printing files, whether in the form of STL files or other computer-aided design files or geometric code to determine if they can be used to program a three-dimensional printer to produce a firearm or illegal firearm parts, and flag any such files to prevent their use to manufacture said firearm or illegal firearm parts. software control process means a system designed to stop a three-dimensional printer from initiating any print job unless the underlying three-dimensional printing file has been evaluated by a firearms blueprints detection algorithm and determined not to be a printing file that would produce a firearm or illegal firearm parts. So I think this law is more into how they want to go about regulating this, and it's through software controls. And from what I've kind of read into all of this stuff is it looks like they want to put or require 3D printer manufacturers to put AI or a little algorithm on there that can detect firearms. Like, how it would do that, right, is kind of not defined in the things that it would define, right? So if I did something with a cylinder, would it not let me, 3D print a cylinder or something like that? So the how it would do this is not, or what would be contained within that algorithm, or who is going to check that algorithm, or any of that stuff I don't believe has been defined in here. So it looks like the 2320 is what they're trying to block, and the 2321 is exactly how they're trying to block it. Both of them are in committee. They haven't banned 3D printing or 3D printing firearms just yet, but it is open for debate in Washington. All right, so now let's jump over and take a look at a couple of the things that are in process in New York, which you'll find fairly more interesting than we did in Washington. So the first one that we'll find is Senate Bill S227A, which relates to the regulation of 3D printed firearms. And the so what here is it relates to the regulation of three-dimensional printed firearms, provides that a person who intentionally sells, distributes, or disposes of a three-dimensional printed firearm is guilty of a Class A misdemeanor. This one too is in committee. One that is a little bit further along, that is a little bit more interesting here is one that requires a criminal history background check for the purchase of a 3D printer capable of creating firearms. Prohibits sale to a person who would be disqualified on the basis of criminal history from being granted a license to possess a firearm. So are they going to have a 7-day waiting period for filament or what? That's kind of funny. So this one was introduced in January of 2025. So this has been here for over a year and is looking at doing a background check in order to purchase a 3D printer in the state of New York. If they determine, and I don't know who they is, I guess it would be the sponsor and co-sponsor of this bill that would determine that. But you have to go through a criminal history background check in order to buy a 3D printer capable of printing a firearm. Not sure how they determine that capability, but that is something that's been around for over a year in New York. All right, so let's take a look at something that is in law or has been passed into law, and that's something in California. This was signed into law on October 11th of 2025. Existing law makes it a crime for a person to manufacture or cause to be manufactured specified firearms. Existing law prohibits a person other than a state licensed firearm manufacturer from using a computer numerical control, CNC milling machine, or three-dimensional printer to manufacture a firearm. This bill would prohibit a person from knowingly or willfully causing another person to engage in the unlawful manufacture of firearms, or knowingly or willfully aiding, abetting, prompting, or facilitating the unlawful manufacture of firearms, including the manufacture of assault weapons, or 50 BMG rifles, or the manufacture of any firearm using a three-dimensional printer or CNC milling machine as specified. The bill would make it a violation of these provisions a misdemeanor. So it looks like it is illegal to have a firearm that is not by a state licensed firearm manufacturer. And if you knowingly or willfully cause a CNC or 3D printing machine to do that, then that is against the law and is a misdemeanor in California. But no AI bots, no reviewing of anything, and no background checks for 3D printers or CNC machines. They're just making it illegal to have one of these type of devices. All right, and last but certainly not least, let's take a look at some law that has been introduced in the Senate. So it's just been introduced as of June 25th of 2025, known as the 3D Printed Gun Safety Act or something like that. Basically, it finds the following: that technological advancements in 3D printing have allowed for 3D printing guns and parts made of plastic, because it allows individuals to make their own firearms out of plastic. They may be able to evade detection. Firearms tracing is a powerful investigative tool. Firearm tracing depends on the ability to identify firearms based on their serial number. Criminals seek firearms without serial numbers. Interstate gun trafficking, including the trafficking of untraceable firearms, interfere with lawful commerce in firearms and significantly contributes to gun crime. The proliferation of 3D printed firearms threatens to undermine the entire federal firearms regulatory scheme and to endanger public safety and national security by making illegal the distribution of certain computer code that can be used automatically to program 3D printers and create firearms. The only means of combining this unique threat, Congress seeks not to regulate the rights of computer programmers under the First Amendment to the Constitution, but rather to curb the pernicious effects of untraceable and potentially undetectable firearms. So pretty vague here, nothing being, put into law, but it looks like they're looking at the angle of serial numbers and being able to trace weapons back, but also looking at, computer code, or G code or whatever, that can be used to automatically program 3D printers to create firearms. So this one looks like it's still in debate as well. Not sure how far it will get, but that is something that is in federal, at least, discussion today. All right, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the news. What do you think about all of the legislature that's going on to curtail the, 3D printing of ghost guns, or even, limiting the use of CNC machines and having background checks in order to purchase, a 3D printer or a CNC machine? I see some of the points of this, but I worry about how this might be regulated and how this might affect people that are just simply trying to, print out Hue Forge stuff or, Nintendo stuff or anything like that. I just worry about how much more cost it might put into the printer, and I'm not sure how big of a threat it actually is. So I do worry about a couple of those things. This channel is really not a gun channel or a Second Amendment channel, but I do practice both of those things and, enjoy having the rights to that. As far as having a 3D printed gun, I would be afraid of that thing blowing up in my hand. You know, that's a pretty big explosion, and you're trusting your your layer lines and your layer adhesion in ways that I probably never ever would try. But you know, with the advancement of some of these filaments, I guess you certainly could. But for me, I don't think I'll ever have a desire to 3D print a gun. But I do sure enjoy firing the ones that I have that are not 3D printed. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and feelings are. If you enjoyed today's video and learning a little bit about some of the legislature that's out there, be sure to smash the like button. Be sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss the next edition of the news, and help me reach 10,000 subscribers. And don't forget to watch tomorrow's video where I go over this new 3D printer behind me. And watch later on tonight in the live stream where we'll be printing something with my new H2C and looking at all of the different nozzle changes. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching.